This is really an unprecedented disruption. We really are looking at 20% of the exports of oil and gas effectively blocked. And so the real question is, when do we think this war unwinds? Because everything that is being thrown at this crisis right now, between strategic stockpile releases, discussion about potentially a ban on US energy exports, or lifting the Jones Act, which requires US flagged vessels to move energy around the United States, that's been repealed. None of that is going to address the core problem which we are facing right now, which is there is no viable export route to move this much oil and gas from the Middle East to global markets. Now, there are a few couple offset options. One is UAE's port in Fujairah, which sits outside of the S curve of the Strait of Hormuz, but that's been attacked on multiple occasions since the war started. All eyes are now on the East West pipeline, which is a pipeline that the Saudis spent billions of dollars on. It allows them to move about 5 million barrels a day across Saudi Arabia for export for this port called Yanbu on the Red Sea. Only problem is, as both of you know, it was struck in 2019 by the Houthis. And we just saw, in terms of the events that have happened in the last 24 hours, attacks on that Yanbu port. It is still operational, but that has become the main alternative offset for the Strait of Hormuz. And so if people believe that that is not safe, then we've basically locked everything up in the Middle East. I mean, we're talking about trying to swap out the Strait of Hormuz, which on any given day moves 17 million barrels of oil and product, with a pipeline that basically is capacity 7 million, but probably running between 4 and 5 million a day. So in no way is it replacing the volumes that come through the Strait of Hormuz. And we really have to watch if the Houthis enter the conflict as well, and people start thinking about the Red Sea being very unsafe. Because remember, a couple of years ago, we were talking about the Red Sea being the dangerous choke point, Bab el-Mandeb. If that becomes a problem once again, I think oil will just move higher. And I don't think market participants have fully woken up to the fact that this is not a secure alternative route. I am very focused on two factors. I'm very focused on duration of the conflict, and I'm very focused on what points we already started to see cascading shut-in. So it's not just that we can't move the oil, it's that now storage is reaching tank tops across the Middle East. And essentially you're looking at basically shutting in about 4 million barrels soon. They're over 3 million in shut-ins. Shut-ins are piling up across the entire region, and it's not going to be like a light switch to turn that back on. So if you effectively shut everyone's fields down, then you have to think about how long does the war go on, and then when the war ends, how quickly can you get this production back up online?